Alright, hello everyone. We're here with some more Adify, and we're just going to be playing some more custom wolves, so let's get started on that. Alright, so I played Dammy's version, but now it's time to play a Smilly's version, which is, let's just say, not exactly that much more difficult than the other version. Actually, I think they're pretty comparable difficulty, really. What the hell? Why does the music always cut out all the time? What the man, this is... I've been... The amount of times I've run into this issue is insane. It always happens on more older charts, so... That's weird. That's unfortunate, but I think the song was almost done anyway, so... Luckily it didn't affect things too much. Nice. I could have gotten it up here perfect, but there is like some weird patterns in the beginning, but I mean, you kind of just have to get used to those. Although in the like original pace, it's not that bad to deal with. You can mostly just eyeball it and you'll be fine. All right. There is one challenging aspect about this chart, and that is the double BPM lanes in this. So, let's see how that goes. There you go. Now we're at the home stretch, basically. Nice. I knew it was going to be a little tricky, though, with those fast lanes, but luckily I was able to just get through it without much of any trouble. But yeah, this was a neat chart. I did like it at the time when I played it. I still think it's still a pretty neat chart. I feel like I sped trialed this one before, but I guess I didn't. So I guess we'll take care of it now. Anyway, this song is just really weird to play, so... Now that there's like one last section where like things get a bit tricky, so at least considering the pentagons, so we'll see how that goes. times when things start picking up. Truly testing my Octagon and Dracilo skills. There you go. I swear though, going in like a straight line in this chart is super weird. I kind of forgot how long this chart actually is, oh my god. Alright, here we go. You might wonder, what's the last challenge? And it's just a long pentagon. Alright, here we go. Alright, here we go. Ooh, yeah, okay. I remember how that last pentagon goes. You have to like wait for it to go back to normal, and then once it starts flashing up, that's when you know the pentagon ends. It is a little tricky though, and you know, it might be a little confusing at the first time, but I think in like the normal chart there's like a checkpoint there, so I don't think so. Even if you do mess up to that dubious section, you can at least, you know, try again really quick after. The speed trail though, no such thing. I have One of None, composed by Frums and charted by Anavazi. So let us get started. This chart was made this year, so that's nice. All right, it's also very recent, but I really wanted to, you know, see what it's all about. It's fairly long too. I think I saw it was like 4 minutes of the showcase video, so we're gonna be here for a while. Thought that was a pause tile, but it just seems like that was a U-turn. Checkpoint. Oh, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Had to keep count. Okay, yeah, this one's definitely focused on that distraction game, though. What the hell? I could barely tell where my plants were, but it's all good, though, because you can tell by general shape where you're at, so it's fine. Seems like I have to kind of count stuff out, though, in order to keep track of where patterns are.
Oh, okay. I was like, I saw a snail there, but I wasn't sure how much I was slowing down there by. Oh my god. Oof. That was a pretty interesting chart, though, I will say. But man, you kind of have to. I think that's kind of the trick here, though, is that you have to rely on what previous patterns look like in order to figure out what's the rhythm for like the other patterns. Because first time around, very slowly it lowers down the opacity so you can't see it, and then it kind of follows that same trend where instead of the opacity of the tiles slowly going away, it makes it so that the VFX, the static, gets worse and worse every single time you I think it's because there's tiles that are highlighted, and I think whenever you press on those tiles, it usually makes the VFX even more amplified, which is really interesting. I do kind of like that signification of it, but definitely require a little bit of knowledge when it comes to looking at shapes in order to really get this one down. Otherwise, you're probably going to be struggling here quite a bit. This does not have a struct, surprisingly enough. I thought that was fast enough for a struct, but that's alright. Angelic Later, PAL version, Shiki Composed. Oh shit. I totally messed that up, but okay, it's whatever. Why do I keep on hitting an extra time on those mid-spins anyway? Angelic Later, PAL version composed by Shiki and charted by T-PAL. There you go. God. It took me so long to get that done. Because of that time, I'm assuming probably things coming, but we'll see when that comes. Oh, there it is. Alright, here we go. Yeah, things definitely got a little bit more tricky with that. What the hell? Alright. Liking the song, though. Okay, whenever you see a tile like that, it's probably assumed to be a pause tile, Interesting set of mid-spins there, but it's just like a quick 1-2 turn down and triangle. Nice. Okay, that was pretty solid. I got a lot of L perfects, but that might have just been because of that double BPM section where there's a surprising amount of loops and turns in that section. Wow. That section is definitely a lot more trickier when it comes to everything else in that chart. But alright, that was a neat little experience. I probably would have cut down all of my too earlys if I just didn't screw up on the beginning few mid spins, but what can you do about it, right? Alright, here we go. The Path of Mastering Dance, Key Rose 1. Alright. Ooh, okay. Nice. Okay, that was definitely pretty condensed rhythms right there. Key Rose 2. Watch carefully. The hold starting points. Oh, that is really tricky to have holds on there. Okay, that's fine. At least we know for now. That is so weird to play, actually. Hold up. It's because holds are super weird to play after you, like, play, like, 3 quick notes before them, you know? So, like, you're tempted to, like, let go of it, but obviously you're not supposed to. It's a really strange thing to go for. Key Rose 3, Behold, Avoid the Glutton Flower. Alright, Free Roam, actually, which is kind of insane. Nice. Okay, cool. Just avoid the flower. I was wondering, like, I can't just fall over them there. Like, I kind of have to just stay there and hope that he doesn't clip me diagonally, you know. Okay, that's interesting. Free Roam. We have actually played that for like quite a while, so it's actually kind of interesting. Plank Guy, or Key Rose, composed by Plank Guy, and also charted by Plank Guy. So let's get started. Loving this visual aesthetic. Thank God that section's over. Grateful for a practice on that. Okay. Nice. Okay, that was really cool. I really like that, actually. Really nice, like, visually. And, like, everything else is, like, super dope. I really love the gameplay aspect of it. I think, like, the only part that's, like, kind of, like, weird with me is just those holds. Like, I don't know. It feels like like, the song isn't doing anything different when I'm pressing the holds on it, but I guess it still works fine enough. Although the hold sections are probably the hardest just because it kind of goes against, like, my natural, like, instincts of just, like, you know, immediately, like, let going of the buttons whenever I'm doing fast taps, because, you know, whenever you do fast taps you want to, like, let go as soon as possible so that way you can move on and do the next quick tap, you know. So definitely had to get into my instincts there and kind of drill them away, but thankfully that tutorial really helped out. I'm pretty sure if I didn't have that tutorial I would have really struggled there. Happy Weekend, composed by Tito Kang and charted by Strode. So let's get started. Alright, you definitely do have some double BPM stuff already. Okay, now we're chilling for a while now. I thought it was kind of going to be like that throughout the whole chart, where I'm kind of just switching between the 2 BPMs, you know? this just like the same pattern but harder because you stay longer in double BPM. Okay, nice. Pretty fairly simple charted song right there. I guess it did have an interesting difficulty curve as it basically made you stay in double BPM longer in the later variations of the pattern and made you hit a couple more notes, so definitely does have a difficulty progression there, albeit a very simple one. Alright, so we have Living, composed by Pikasonic and charted by Paper PPT, so let's get started. Oh, look at these decos, man. This is before object decos were a thing, but yeah, they managed to get the big tiles, but, you know, this was like made before like you even had like the opportunity to make big tiles like this, so that's why it looks a little scuffed right now, but that's fine. So this does feel like a pretty nice average song, you know, so feeling excited. I hate how I can like almost recognize like all of these assets just because how much I used them in my own levels, you know. I feel like this is just I guess, kind of doing the same thing, but we're just, you know, kind of doing an extra 3-point turn in there. Also, I think that some of the tile overlap kind of looks a little weird in this, actually. I usually just ignore it. It seems like it's the same rhythm, like always anyway, so I'm not assuming that any of that weird overlap actually changes up the gameplay. Like surprisingly the same rhythm. I feel like, oh shoot, I totally messed up my two or my pure perfect chance right there. This chart was totally pure perfectable if I just did not make that mistake. Okay, now we're like mixing things up a little bit. Now that I think about it, I don't think there was ever like twirls on like the big tiles when it comes to the official game. Now that I think about it, huh? That's interesting to think about. Oh, never mind. I wouldn't even gotten a pure perfect even if I didn't get that too early, since I got an E perfect somewhere. Don't know when, but I guess it is what it is. I do like how like the orbit trails are kind of scuffed here. Like you kind of have to make it so that your planets are red and blue, so that way the lighting actually works on it. Because yeah, otherwise it shows like you have a blue planet, but then has like a white trail behind it. It looks a little weird, but what can you do about it, right? There's only so much you could do in the old days when it comes to the editor. I do appreciate the effort, though. Alright, so we have Parallel Skydive, composed by and charted by Royal. So let's get started. Now, I don't... Oh wait, this already gets double, okay. Or already like gone to the action already, so that's interesting. That's a party time. Oh, God, okay. Oh. Oof, okay, damn, that was pretty scuffed, not gonna lie, when it comes to my performance there, but ooh. There's like a difficulty spike with like all those triplets though. But thankfully I was able to really get past it all. It is kind of tricky though, but I mean, what else can you really do about it, I guess? I don't think I saw a checkpoint though, so definitely a bit of a hectic experience if you want to, play this. Although you can always add checkpoints on your own or just play through the editor if that's so much of an issue, I guess. But anyway, that was pretty cool. I did like it. I mean, even though I do think that some sections were definitely a lot more harder when it comes to the rest of the chart. Alright, so we have a name that I cannot pronounce, composed by To the Moon, and charted by Tiara, and a name I cannot pronounce. So let's get started on this. Now, just from what I saw, this seems like it's going to be a nice chill experience, which is nice. I do like that, especially after the level that I just played, so, it's all good. Okay, for a second I thought like the bloom was like extremely high, so I couldn't see my white planet at all. But it's all good. Alright. I'm out here for the chill time. If I didn't pay attention there, I could have actually died since the track kind of just disappeared for a second. Oh, double BPM. Oh man. Baby's first double BPM, right? I keep on going super early on those, oh my god. Oh, okay, that was a little strange to look at, but okay. Definitely picked up the pace quite a bit. see at times, but okay. Since there's just a lot of speed changes here. It's like a credit song? Like, oh man. Been here for quite a while. Nice. Slow fade out right there. Yeah, I definitely got a couple of earlies there just because I was misreading speed changes and red twirls and stuff like that, but it's all good. It's actually a fairly decent long song, though, I think. Although, even if it was decently long, it doesn't have that many tiles. Like, I think like a 2-minute long chart has like way more tiles than this if it's like in double BPM, so. Although, I guess that was a nice, relaxing experience regardless. Travel Begins, composed by A.R. Force and charted by Kim Youm. Now, I've actually been told by a friend of mine that this chart does have a magic shape. However, it is not like, despite the speed of this chart, where it actually gets like double BPM, so you expect that if a chart goes in double BPM, then that means like the magic shape would be 4 times the BPM of the song. But no, it actually isn't. It's actually just a double BPM line, so that's something to consider. So, yeah. So there is a magic shape in this, so I'm not sure when it comes in, but the shard is decently fast, so it's still maybe going to be a challenge to worry about. Anyway, it's an AR Force song, though, so it's probably going to be a nice listen, despite the difficulty. Oh man, I was late. Alright. Definitely getting that speed on. But okay. Oh man, okay. Certainly interesting set of mid spins there, but okay. Oh. Okay, I appreciate this break. Okay. Whoa, okay. That was Ooh, okay. Pretty surprised that I managed to do that in one try because definitely is a bit faster than what I normally play, actually. It's not 400 BPM, but it's pretty close to it. And 400 BPM is when things start getting a little bit dicey for me personally, just because I haven't been playing that many fast charts recently, just because of, you know, and just the lack of time. And, you know, I don't want to play like a hard chart and be stuck on it for a little while, because if I'm stuck on it for a little while, that means that the Edo 5 video is not coming out for a long time, because I'm going to edit like all my deaths. But I am surprised I managed to get this relatively well. I mean, definitely could work up on that accuracy, especially on the L perfects. It seems like I was actually consistently late, but not too late. But for earlies, it's like I wasn't as early often, but it looks like occasionally I was early, probably just because of those U-turn tiles and those S-bends. But hey, that was pretty solid clear, actually. pretty nice of me to do that. Alright, so Blues Probably, composed by Zeno, and charted by Zeno. Figured I might as well end off something that was claimed to be pretty relaxing, so yeah. Actually, this chart might be like really short if I've already seen the end already. Wow. Okay, wow. I didn't even get the accuracy lantern for that. What the hell, bro? I was like overthinking those rhythms so much just because of the last level of how fast it was. You know what? I'm gonna redo this one at a higher speed just so I can get that accuracy lantern. There you go. See, I got the accuracy lantern. It's actually, I forgot how strict accuracy can be, actually, if you only have like 100 tiles, because it does drain your accuracy like really heavily if you don't have that many tiles there in the first place. But yeah, that was nice. That was a nice chill chart to end off things, and yeah, I mean, I guess there's not really much else to talk about. It does have some interesting swing rhythms, though, which I can appreciate. Let's get started on this business. One of None, composed by Frums, is an insane chart. It's actually not as fast as some of the other insane charts here, but what makes it a lot more difficult is just the very distracting nature of it. There's a lot of weird rhythms, and yeah, I kind of have to memorize those weird rhythms. Otherwise, you'll be lost and probably die quite a bit. So yeah, if this didn't have like all of that obstructing VFX, it could have been a hard, but because it's so distracting and the rhythms are so weird, I think it definitely earns its spot in the insane category. Angelic Layer PAL version, composed by Shiki. I think I'm just going to put this as insane just because of that one double BPM section. It gets a bit more hectic with all those loops going around, because the rest of the chart is not that bad. I'd probably put it as advanced, but that double BPM section does get quite complicated, and I think it does bring it up to an insane. Although there are other double BPM sections that are a bit tricky as well. Key Rose, composed by Plant Guy. This is a advanced chart. It's actually a bit more slower than the usual advanced chart, but it does compensate by having really complex rhythms that are very dense. Like, you are playing tricilos and triangles and midspins and holds. Like, you're playing stuff like constantly. You gotta really be attentive, as there's constant like tile animations that are like revealing other tiles underneath and stuff. It's a lot of tiles here that are pretty condensed together, so it definitely does earn its advanced spot despite it being a bit more slower than the other usual advanced charts. Happy Weekend, composed by Tito Kang. I'm just gonna put this as advanced because the double BPM sections are really not that fast. Like, they are a bit fast, but it's not like crazy at all, and plus like, it's like the simplest rhythms ever. It's either just a 3-point turn or U-turn tile, or just going in a straight line. So, I mean, while there is double BPM, and it does make timing windows a bit more stricter if you play on the strictest time window, the rhythms are so simple that I don't think you're going to mess it up, so that's why I'm going to put it in advanced. Living, composed by Pikasonic. I'm just going to put this as a normal. I mean, it does have thick tiles, and that's kind of it. There's really nothing that's, like, super extravagant about this chart. I mean, like, at least in terms of difficulty, because there's no gimmicks or really weird rhythms. The rhythm does repeat constantly, so something that makes it a bit more easier. Although it does have, like, a decent pace to it. Like, it is kind of fast, but it still, just belongs in normals, and it's, like, there's only, like, 90-degree stuff, and you only have, like, the same few rhythms constantly. But it is a nice, relaxing experience, so I'll give it that. Alright, Parallel Skydive, composed by traded by Royal. Now, this particular Skydive is, I think, harder than the other one, because I think the other version of Parallel Skydive by Dachi does not have triplets like this. Well, this one does have triplets, so it's a bit more of a difficulty spike. But I don't think, besides that, I think the charts are pretty similar in difficulty. It's just that this one's harder just because it has that difficulty spike. But besides that, I think everything is mostly the same, except that I think that this one doesn't have any checkpoints while the other one does. But apparently this required Neocosmos for some reason, so that's why I highlighted blue, but it doesn't seem like it used any Neocosmos elements unless it used, like, a feature like hiding judgments, and that made it Neocosmos. I don't know, it's a little weird. Sometimes, like, charts have to make you require to have Neocosmos even though it doesn't use any, which is a bit strange. A name that I cannot pronounce, composed by To The Moon. This is a advanced chart just because of those double BPM sections. I was going to put this in normal, but, like, I don't know, the double BPM sections at time are a bit tricky, at least compared to, like, the other sections. Because the other sections are, like, easy difficulty, while, like, the faster sections can, like, be, like, a hard at times just due to how fast they can be. And sometimes they're a little bit unpredictable with all the speed changes that kind of lead up to it. So I think the common ground of it being an advanced should fit, I think. Travel Begins, composed by A.R. Forrest. Now, this is an expert, in my opinion, just because it is pretty fast. I think it's like 195 BPM, I think. So it's approaching that 400 BPM mark, but not quite there. But yeah, it is quite fast, so... when you're going into double BPM, it's not going to be an easy experience, to say the very least, because of how fast it is. The strict timing window actually starts kicking in a bit, and the rhythms aren't actually that complicated though. Like, I think all the rhythms are, like, pretty repetitive, I think, and it's mostly just, like, 3-point turns and U-turns, and, like, there's loops, but they're like the basic kind of loops, so. Not too much to worry about here, but although there is one extra caveat, and that is that it doesn't have any checkpoints, so you gotta make sure your stamina game is on point. Alright, so we have Blues Probably, composed by Zeno. I'm just gonna put this as normal because it's kind of fast, and the swing rhythms are a little bit weird. And honestly, if the chart was longer, I'd probably put it in advanced, but because of how short it is, like, I think it's like maybe just a minute. And yeah, it's just a really short chart that you can easily beat, because even if you do make mistakes on this, the chart's so short that you can just, really practice these sections and then basically, like, master it in a little bit of time just because of how short it is. So, yeah. And that's all the levels that I've played.